Okay, and I want to say thank you guys and honor the fact that you are taking your time to get on here. My love language is time. And so I always want to be very respectful of your time. And I want to show all the love and respect that I can to everybody, right? Especially with time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I made a little PowerPoint for everybody. I just need to share. Let's see. Share screen. And this is the one I want to share. Okay, can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Is it okay? So let's see. Shift F5 should make it. Nope. Bear with me. Slideshow. Okay, so well, maybe I should kind of do a quick little introduction of myself. I'll be super quick. So originally, before I started doing Beachbody, I was a burnt out teacher. I was coaching. I was the head softball coach. I was the assistant basketball varsity and the head JV coach. I was working on my master's degree. I was burnt out and tired, and I needed another way to bring in another income without having to coach volleyball next or track, right? Like I wanted to actually see my family. So I actually originally got into this and did the coaching just for the discount. And I saw the benefits and the changes it made in my life. And then other people were like, Kira, what are you doing? Not even the fitness side. They didn't even know I had a six pack yet because I wasn't posting pictures of it. But they noticed that I had a completely different attitude. I was more positive, upbeat. I wasn't nearly as tired. I was like, dude, you got to try this. Right. And so that's how I got into it. And then I just started bringing in an income. And eventually I did all the things that my mentor, I went through these trainings and did all the things my mentors told me to do. And I made more doing this than I did with a degree in health promotion and education. I was so teaching, coaching, and I was also teaching at a local university, some health science courses, and even with my master's degree in business. So I quit and I had an exit strategy, and now I do this full time. So, and by full time, I mean like an hour or two a day. So anybody that tells you they do this full time, that means like this is their only gig now. They're probably at most working 2 or 3 hours a day. So full time, really part time. Okay, so a couple things. We're going to go over like the 4 vital behaviors, and you're going to hear in Beachbody, they're going to talk about it if you ever do seminars and stuff. We'll go over them super quick. So 1 being practice what you preach. 2 being show up, share the benefits. It's like on social media. 3 is not on here. This is supposed to be 3. Recognition, and then personal development. Okay, so going back, practice what you preach. That means staying active, using the stuff. I tell people once they try Shakeology, I've had people say I don't love the taste of it, and I'm like, girlfriend, you got to remember this isn't a milkshake. This is nutrients. It tastes better to me than broccoli, and it's like you're eating broccoli, right? So I continuously stay active because I want to be a walking proof that this stuff works. I'm not just going to sell something I don't believe in, because I didn't go into this for sales. I went into this because I love the stuff, right? So there are months though where maybe I have way too much Shakeology, so I'll go and get 2 boxes of Beach Bars. So there's different ways that you can stay active. You only need 50 PV, so that would be like 2 boxes of Beach Bars or a pre-workout and some boosts or energize, those kind of things. Or energize is pre-workout collagen, staying active. Also, if you are not active, you can lose your, like if you've made it to the next rank, you can lose that, and then you'll miss out on bonuses. And so you may as well, I mean, if it's going to cost you $50 to get paid $100, you know, it's worth it to pay the $50. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, I need some more workout gear. Or my husband, he works in a garage a lot and he wears his workout shirts and he ruins them. So I'm always having to buy. So I actually keep his account active by buying. I could keep it active just by buying his freaking shirts. Next, they need to get basketball shorts. I'm telling you. Okay. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to stop me. Okay, show up and share the benefits. A lot of people are really nervous about sounding spammy, and you've probably seen on Instagram even, I'll run into coaches and I'm like, oh honey, you're doing it all wrong. And it's super spammy and super salesy. But at the same time, I don't want you to be so scared that you're going to sound spammy that you don't share it at all, because I personally believe that this has changed my life, and it's selfish of me not to share it. And it's selfish of me. And so looking at that mindset, like I'm doing somebody a favor, I'm not just trying to get a buck off of them, that completely changes how people view me and how I come across. So I always have on Instagram, unless I'm like in the hospital or something, which actually we were in the hospital today. I was having really bad pains, and this pregnancy is just freaking killing me. But my posts are generally going to be talking about the benefits. I'm not usually going to be selling in my posts, but I'm going to talk about the benefits, how this has changed my life, the community, how like nutrition. I try to share value as much as possible so that people are getting value from me for free. They don't just have to pay for something to learn something or get value out of me. Okay. And then in my stories, that's when I'm like, hey, I got this group, you got to jump in, you could try it for free. Or you'll see me drinking Energize. I always have some kind of, you'll see me using some kind of product. I can't use it right now, it's really hard. Once a month, except for when I'm pregnant, I use the 3-day refresh, and I love it. So I used to be 100% against cleanses, because when people do like all liquid diet cleanses, I'm not a fan of that. And I'm not a fan of juicing, but this with the 3-day refresh, I think both of you have done it before, right? Ingrid, I don't know if you've done it, but yeah, and it like you're supposed to eat meals. They're like, hey, have chicken, have quinoa, have veggies, have fruit. And it makes sure that you're actually eating real food and not just food that's been packaged. So I love it, especially the one that comes with Shakeology. I have coaches who stay active just from getting one 3-day refresh a month with the Shakeology. And they don't sell, they don't work the business. They just do it for the 3-day refresh because they love it. So get a little discount on it. So kind of interesting. So yeah, posting, showing up on Instagram. There are times where I'll even get up and show up on Instagram and be like, I don't feel like working out, but I'm showing up. Or I don't feel like posting on my Instagram, but I'm posting on my Instagram because I'm here and I'm going to show up every single day for you guys, for me. Because I want to move this forward, and I can't if I just don't do anything. So showing up is going to look different in different times of your life. Like during COVID, for example, TJ, you were able to work from home. So you were able to do your workouts and get, but now that you're back at work, it's going to look different. The timing is going to look different. So you might be like, when I first started, I would start like sending invites and doing stuff in between basketball games. So I'm like, okay, the JV game just ended. Varsity starts in an hour. I have an hour to send out invites, right? So it's crazy, but you find these pockets of time for things that are important to you. Okay, so recognition, and this is one that I'm trying so much harder to do better at, because it's so easy for me personally to just like quietly be like, wow, good job. But I think that the world needs way more recognition, and the world needs us to see the good in each other. And so getting on Instagram, like Ingrid, you sent me a message when I was like, hey, Ingrid is a boss, she's killing it. And you were like, hey, thank you for sending me, like, it was such a small thing, but it meant a lot to you, right? And it made a difference to feel recognized. I'm like, look at this mama, she's sexy as shit and she's handling her business, right? Like, the recognition, it's a small thing that takes maybe 10 minutes, but showing somebody that you're thinking about them and that you see them is so powerful. So doing this for clients, doing this for coaches, I need to do this every single day. And this is one thing that I'm like, okay, I have written on my board up here, recognition. It's so important. It goes a long way. Okay. So that was number 3. There's a reason why I didn't teach math. There's a reason I taught health and nutrition. I guess I don't know numbers. Okay, so the last one, personal development. This is huge. So when I first started coaching, I couldn't even articulate the benefits of coaching. I couldn't articulate the benefits of using Shakeology, even though I knew it made my skin clear, right? I was sleeping better. I was losing weight. I didn't feel full, or I didn't feel hungry all the time. It helped me feel full. It hit my craving. I couldn't articulate any of that. And it took me coming out of my shell and doing some reading to really be able to be the person to step up and wake up and to be able to do this. But not just that, You guys, you might not believe this, but I am not like a really outgoing person. I am not the most social person. It was so hard for me to get on and even just post a picture of myself on my stories. Now I can talk and do lives, but it took me going from being one person to another person in this huge growth. And these books right here that you see, every one of these has made a huge difference. And I'm listening to Get Over Your Damn Self right now by Romy. It is so good. And I don't know, I haven't read it again and again and again. Some like Build to Last, GoPro. I've listened to those. When I say read, I mean listen, because who has time to actually sit down and read? But I listen to these each 3 times, and I'm listening to Get Over Your Damn Self for the 2nd time. I've listened to Super Tractor 3 times. Really, really good stuff. The book I am reading right now is Morning Miracle, and I love this one because it's not a ton of reading. It's just like, okay, day 1, listen to this affirmation, read it and try it. So it's super quick, short reading for daily tasks. So that's why I can read that one. And that's by Gabby Bernstein too. Really good. So she did that in Super Attractor. But when I first started and I was talking to Jamie and he told me what his income really was, because we didn't really get into income when I first started, but he's like, okay, Kira, and he wasn't saying this out of ego. I asked him how much he made. So I brought it up. And he's like, well, how much do you make a year? So I was like, okay, well, with basketball and softball and HOSA and teaching 2 extra classes, I was like, I make $50,000 a year. And he's like, Kira, it's the 2nd week in the month and I've already made that. And it blew my mind. I'm like, what do people even do with that much money? Like, that's insane. But not only that, can you imagine how many lives he's changed to get to $100,000 freaking dollars a month, right? Like, I don't know if that's how much he ended up making that much. Like, maybe he just had a crazy first couple weeks, like every week is different, but it just like, I couldn't grasp that there's that much money out there. And I don't even need to make that much money. Like, I would love to just even make $500 a week, right? This is at the point when I was just barely starting. Like, I was like, I would even like to just make enough to cover the cost of, being a Beachbody coach, right? And so it just blew my mind. And I was like, okay, I want to be like that. And then watching Kim, I don't know if you guys know Kim Fitzpatrick. So my mentor is Jamie. He signed me up. His wife is Kim Fitzpatrick. She just got number 8 in the whole company. Her energy and her personality is just absolutely fire and love and light. Like, if you think of the word light, Kim will pop up, because she's just so much light and love, and she gives so much of herself but takes care of herself at the same time. She's just my guru. I love her. I got all excited talking about Kim anyway. So it's like, I want to be like Kim. I still want to be myself, but I want to be in a place where I can have the impact that Kim has. But in order to do that, I need to level up and I need to grow in a lot of other places. And so personal development, I cannot express how important this is, not just for your business, but for your life. And listening to at least something new. And you don't have to pay for Audible monthly to do it. I can show you guys how to do it through your library. So you just need a library card. If you don't have a library card, go get one, download the app Overdrive, and you can listen to as many Audible books a month as you want for free. So some really, really good stuff. If you guys have any questions or recommendations on specific things to like being able to talk to people or how to use social media, those different things, I've read all kinds. I've read at least 200 books in the last year. So, and by read, I mean listen. And I listen to them on speed 4. And so when I'm watching YouTube videos, it seems so slow and it drives me nuts because I want to speed it up, but you can't. So anyway, professional development, life changing, literally. Okay. So a couple things. So we're kind of getting to the training side now. So there's a few things that I wanted to talk about. The first one is that success leaves clues. So having some kind of system, organizing some kind of system is what's going to keep you on track. I don't know if you guys have ever talked to somebody that you thought would be good with this, and you're like, I can't even remember the username or whoever that was. Having a system, so you guys can see in this picture, I actually printed the business activity tracker at the local FedEx. You guys, this was $4. They covered it for me And this is just a tracker that says, did you do your Shakeology? Did you do your workout? Did you initiate followers on Instagram? Do your social media posts, you know, add 6 things in your stories. Did you send at least 5 invites or opportunities for people to join your challenge group? So, and I literally just check it off. And so what I noticed on the months that I was making $1,000 a week, these were completely filled out. Like for 30 days straight, completely filled out. On the months that I wasn't, it was empty. So, and then the other one I wanted to talk about was this Rise Planner. This Rise Planner is amazing. And for everybody that hits Emerald, I will send you one of these. You can just get them online for $60, but I'm on month 2. Okay, month 1. You can actually schedule out your day. I love this because it helps you to set your intentions. It's probably hard to see because of the lighting. You set your intentions for the week. You have your goals, your to-do stuff, your people. You put your people on here. Is a good place to track. So when they sign up or buy a challenge pack, I'll cross them off or highlight them like, okay, they're on it, and I'll move them. So you have your business, people that are just good for your, not just good for your, people that are just interested in being clients. And then you have your daily calendar. This helps me keep track of when and how I'm supposed to do stuff, or like keep track of meetings. So if I didn't follow this, I would have no idea what day of the week it was. And like yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, we have a team call tomorrow, and I need to get ready for that. But if I didn't have this, with the pandemic, I wouldn't know any day from any other day. Okay, so that's that. So I've noticed, again, with my Rise calendar, if my calendar's empty, my bank account is empty. And that was so powerful for me to actually see that and visualize the difference in being organized. Because if you truly treat this like a business and like clients that you don't want to let down, it's going to be a business. But if you just invite people here and there, post, or, you know, if you're a hobby coach, that's fine if that's what you want. But if you're at a point where you're like me and how I was when I was tired, working my ass off, and still like struggling to pay for the extra stuff that we wanted to do, because we hadn't ever been on a family vacation. When I started this, we took our kids to Disneyland, which was huge for us. Our kids had never even seen the ocean. We had bought a brand new car and drove to Disneyland. Like that was a game changer for me and the people that watched me and my friends and family. They're like, holy crap, how are you affording Disneyland with a family of 5? Like, let me tell you, you know. Okay, so the Rise Journal, the business activity tracker, they really are huge. So in the group, I also added the 6-figure side hustle starter guide. And this is a guide of things to go through and look throughout this first year and think about your reason why, your goals, all that good stuff. Okay, so I definitely want you guys to go through the 6-figure starter guide. Okay, next thing I wanted to talk about in this training is your why. If you always go back to your why, you will find success. But you can't forget your why, okay? So here are my reasons why, instead of just typing it out for you guys to see. Number 1, my family. I told you guys I was coaching basketball, softball, running HOSA, teaching at the university. When I would leave for work, my kids were asleep. And when I'd get home, my kids were asleep. I never saw them. I missed their first tooth coming out. I missed their first step. I missed Madden's first word. I had postpartum depression and I had PTSD, and it was a shit show. Like, I would wake up not wanting to be alive. It was so hard. And the community drew me in. Having people to lean in on and talk to and know I wasn't alone, that really helped me get started, but that didn't push me, right? When I hit Diamond and when I really started to produce an income and realized, hey, I can start creating an exit strategy from my current career, that's when it really blew up for me. And that's when I really understood I am capable of so much more. And it just, when I look back at this, so I have this printed out up here, so I see it every single day and remember why. Okay. And down here, last but not least, the picture of me and my husband. Our relationship is so different now that I'm happy. And now that we have an exit strategy for him. So he's working on his master's degree as well, but we have a plan in the next 5 years for him to go part-time and just work part-time and be home and do whatever he wants to do and run this business with me. I'm sorry, you might hear my kids fighting. I don't know what they're fighting about. It's almost bedtime. So in our relationship, we've just become so much stronger as we have talked about our goals, talked about our vision, and created a vision together. And also, we haven't lost ourselves in being parents like we had once before. We were just barely surviving. Now we recognize that we're individuals, but we also work so much better together now that we're not so tired and overworked and overwhelmed. We used to fight every conversation, and we've grown so much, and it's because we have found our joy again. That for me, that why has just been a game changer for me. Okay. So last but not least, I want you to truly understand the value of what you're sharing. So again, we are not just selling a product to somebody. We are helping somebody with their life and their lifestyle. And it's not just a temporary. I have a lot of people that buy a challenge pack and then they'll cancel their Shakeology next month. And I understand if you have a lot left over, but there's so many benefits that even coaches with Shakeology don't know about. So the 4 things that I sell the most of, because I am in love with the most, are Shakeology, the 3-day refresh, and then the BOD. So with Shakeology, you guys already know it's good for you, right? Blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing is people don't realize that it fuels your muscles, is a powerful daily nourishment, free radical fighters, blah, 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 gut health. Yes, all this good stuff. But here's the thing is people don't realize that it has a low glycemic index. So this is perfect for people that are diabetic. This is also, they have finally, it'll be on in the next few months on the package, it'll say gluten-free. This is for people, perfect for people that are allergic to gluten. So people, I think it's celiac disease. It will decrease blood sugar. It'll decrease blood pressure. It'll help cravings. It really, truly will. When people are first detoxing from sugar, this isn't going to be as satisfying. Okay, when you're craving cake and you have Shakeology, it's not going to be cake, but it really truly will hit that spot if they allow themselves a few days of detox and doing this. That's why I always recommend start with that 3-day refresh, at least detox that sugar. It's going to be hard as hell, but once you start using Shakeology and getting into Ultimate Portion Fix, that stuff will really truly seem like a treat, right? Okay, it keeps you feeling fuller longer. Here's the big part. My sister has an autoimmune disease, and this reduces inflammation and has improved her immune system. So the benefits of this are just so great that a lot of people don't know about. I could not believe it changed my sleep patterns. I could sleep better when I used this continuously. It took me 30 days of using this without stopping to really see it. And once I ran out, I didn't order more. I didn't have it on auto ship. I was like, oh my gosh, I need my stuff. I feel like crap. And it just is crazy. So the consistency is going to move mountains for you in your body and your health and your energy. So, I mean, you guys already Beachbody coaches, and I'm not trying to sell to you, but I want you guys to really understand that you're sitting on a gold mine, and there's so many different ways to share this. And if you continue these trainings, and if you continue, we have Crush Nation has its own monthly training. I will put ones on here. We have a mastermind call every Wednesday night where we come on and we talk about what's working, what's not working. Oh, I didn't talk about power hours. This has been, okay, so power hours. You guys have seen this on our Rewire group. So there are 3 power hours a day, different times. If these time zones don't fit you, thank you. If these times don't work for you, there are recordings of power hours. So you could be like, hey, Kira, will you send me a new recording of a power hour? I'll send it to you. But I love getting on and hearing the different power hours because you're going to hear something new from each person. Like this last week, I learned a new way of tracking people on Instagram. I didn't know that you could bookmark and save. Like if you see a post of something that you like, you can be like, ooh, I like that. Save it. And then you can go to that later and be like, hey, these are my potentials for next month. So always growing my list of potential coaches and potential clients, people I could help. If it's empty, that gives me anxiety because who am I going to invite next month? So this month, people I'm going to invite next month, this month I've actually started to build relationships with, started to talk to, and I'm going to invite them next month. I build them up. So they go from a cold market to a warm market we get to know each other and I'll build them up. Okay. So in the next training next week, we're going to learn about actually finding people on Instagram and actually inviting not just people on Instagram, but like inviting your family, your friends, how to get support and how to get started, how to articulate that. I have scripts that you can use to, oftentimes I wouldn't recommend just reading a script because you'll sound like a robot, but reading it, get to know it a little bit, formulate your own words, and then send voice notes. Voice notes are very powerful. Sometimes they don't work because my internet sucks, but okay, so I'm going to do training for how to grow your Instagram, for example, training for invites, and then following up. Okay, these are the huge things that really absolutely will help you grow your business, and you could start doing this today or tomorrow. So with those power hours though, you guys, I'm telling you, I guarantee that if you do 1 power hour every day for the next 30 days, or even the next year, whatever, if you dedicate the next 30 days, do a power hour every single day and go on and do the things they're actually telling you to do, I guarantee you will be diamond by the next 30 days. And if you do that, whatever you make, I will double that. Okay, so if you're like, hey, you know what? I made $200 this check. I'm going to give you another $200 so it's doubled. So that's how much faith I have in these power hours. Okay. And I'm not like running rich with all this money for like, I'm nowhere near like those people that are making 6 figures, but I have all the confidence in the world in this process. And I'm going to continue doing this stuff too. So since January 1st, I have not missed a power hour except for today because I was in the hospital, found out I have placenta previa, so that kind of sucks. But so tomorrow I'm actually going to do 2 power hours. So I did my post, I've done my other stuff, but I didn't do my follow-ups yet. So I'm going to do follow-ups 2 different times tomorrow to make up for that. And so I'm going to count that as yesterday's. So for the next 30 to 60 days, if you can commit to doing 1 power hour a day, just 1 a day, I guarantee if you really truly do those things, your business is going to grow. Okay. So your first Emerald gift from me will be, so Emerald is when you have 2 coaches, 1 on each side. You will get this beautiful Rise Up planner from me. I will send it. It's a $60 planner and it is amazing. Absolutely amazing. When this is full, my bank account is full. When it's empty, my bank account is empty. It really reflects like that. So you'll get that from me. There is something else I wanted to add. These are amazing. I love, they have on Networking Vital, preparing for the week. Each month there is an Emerald training call. It talks about the importance and it talks about the different bonuses that you can get. I would like you guys to each send me a message about where you want to be in the next 30 days and then where you want to be in the next year in your business and your income. Okay. So anyway, I want to be respectful of your time. I could just keep going and going. If you guys have, do you guys have any questions or I hope I touched on everything. We're going to have more stuff going on next week about invites and growing your social media.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to hit me up.
Okay.
Okay. See ya.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks.